Pride, and we're here to celebrate March's Students of the Month. And I'm Steve Murray, principal of Chelmsford High School. I'm here with our host, Mr. Al Thomas, and our other co-host is Dean Josh Blagg from Hawthorne House. Unfortunately, our two Emerson House students could not make it. They were Cora, Flynn, and Nathan Sayer. We want to say congratulations and acknowledge them. They did a wonderful job at the breakfast, and we miss them here, but we also want to say that we're really proud of them. Our first Student of the Month is going to be Hawthorne, and I'll turn it over to Dean Blagg.
Thanks, Steve. Hawthorne House is really proud to announce Megan Long as our Female Student of the Month for March. She's a tremendous student and very connected to our building in many facets. She's an excellent student, taking AP courses in music theory and psychology, along with a number of other great courses. Extracurricularly, she's very involved in a wide facet of activities, from National Honor Society and the Tri-M Honor Society to marching band, concert band, wind ensemble, and the theater crew, just to name a few. So she's always busy. When school day ends, she's busy, and she not only participates, but heavily invested. She's a decorated flute player. She was the drum major for 2 years at Chelmsford High School, stage manager for our theater crew, a freshman mentor, and also works as a camera operator and technical director for Chelmsford Telemedia. So she is very adept in this setting as well. So she's a wonderful girl and with a bright future. Congratulations.
Thank you.
In terms of being stage manager, have you done all of the productions this year?
Yes, I have. So I was the stage manager of the musical Anything Goes, which was in the fall. I wasn't stage manager we have a children's play, and so that's my assistant. All of the assistants move up to head positions and practice and get a hang of things for the next year, but I still was involved in seeing how it went. And then we had our festival play in February. And I was the stage manager for that too.
Are you doing the mini musical or whatever that's coming?
I'm not.
Good for you. Take away. No, I don't think people realize how much time is involved in some of these activities.
How did you get involved in the theater? What sparked your interest in that, Megan?
In middle school, I did a few theater camps over the summer, and starting 6th grade, I did stage crew, building the sets, doing run crew. When I got to the high school, I did run crew my freshman year, and I saw the assistant stage managers and the stage managers with leadership positions, and I knew that I wanted to do that, and so I talked to the stage manager then, became assistant stage manager for a few shows, worked up some experience, and then this year I'm the head stage manager.
You're really managing a lot of people. Principal Murray and I got to see you behind the scenes at the METG finals, and you're somewhat of a drill sergeant. You had them ready to roll. What's it like trying to manage that many kids and have them all kind of working towards the same goal?
Especially for our festival play, since it has to be very organized because there are different rounds, certain rules. Our play has to be less than 40 minutes. We have to set up the set in less than 5 minutes, all of those. And so everyone there has the same goal, and we want to do the best we can. I have to make sure everyone keeps that goal, everyone's connected, everyone's talking to each other. Usually we have cast and crew don't really bond, but this year I wanted to make sure that everyone was together, everyone was bonding. It was awesome. Great experience.
Good for you.
It was quite a performance. I mean, when it ended, we were there. It was a standing ovation, loud from your peers, other schools. It was very enthusiastic. It was well done. The comedy was great. The timing was excellent. Enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Great. Yeah.
What does a drum major do beside that?
So
Probably a little more to it, right?
Well, I know there is.
Yeah.
during rehearsals, we start rehearsals, we run rehearsals sometimes. With the conducting aspect, we run the music rehearsals, and on the field, we make sure that everyone's doing good during rehearsals. If Mr. Sexauer is running stuff, we walk around, make sure everyone's doing okay. We talk to the section leaders and the other band officers to make sure everything's going well with equipment or uniforms, and just keeping the positivity in bands. Sometimes rehearsals get long, sometimes they're cold football games and people want to go home, so keeping the positivity up and rooting on the football team is what we do.
Is it more challenging now that the band's over 100?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it has been growing since my freshman year, so being drum major my junior and senior year has been a lot since we have more
You
than...
ran out of uniforms this year, didn't
Yeah,
you?
we only have 100 uniforms, so we had to order more.
It's a credit to all the work that the teachers do and the students do. It's really amazing.
Yeah. And it starts, like, you have camp in the summer, right?
We do. So the week before school starts, like all the sports do, they have practices, get ready for the first game. Since the first football game is usually the first Friday, it would be hard to get something together in one day. So we have the week before school starts, we have around 4 days where it's 9 to 6, and we teach the freshmen and the rookies everything they need to know. We learn the music, learn the show, and so we have something for that first game.
I don't think most people realize how long, first of all, the season is and how demanding the different parts are.
You talk a little bit about your decision to attend American University and with a major in communications.
So when I was looking at schools, I wanted to find schools with a lot of different options as majors because at that point I didn't really know what I wanted to go into. And so I applied to a few schools, and all of them had very strong communication programs. American sparked my interest because it is in Washington, D.C., so that's a lot of connections, especially in the communications field. And when I went to visit, I loved it. And
A lot of international students there too. Really interesting. Yeah.
I love their communications program, and I think it'll be a good fit for
I'm
me.
sure you'll be wonderful. Yeah.
On behalf of Chelmsford Rotary, I want to congratulate you on your many achievements and wish you the very best as you go on next year.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Megan. Hawthorne House is pleased and excited to announce Thomas Snelson, we affectionately call him Tommy, as our male Hawthorne Student of the Month. Again, an excellent student, athlete, and activity-related student. He's currently taking AP Government and AP Environmental Science, along with Calculus and a few other. He's taken independent study in business operations and retail management, which has become a passion of his. Extracurricularly, he's involved in National Honor Society, the National Business Honor Society. He's the class treasurer for the senior class, which is a Herculean task, probably right now. He's a part of the mentor program. He's a decorated lacrosse player and leader. He recently placed first in the personal financial literacy at the district level, and will be heading to the international competition, I believe, in Atlanta.
Yep, Atlanta.
Atlanta, and when's that, a few weeks?
That is next Saturday, I believe.
Yeah, so that's really exciting. I believe he's the only student from Chelmsford to make it to the Nationals, which is a tremendous honor. He will be heading off to UMass Amherst to study something business related, I believe.
Yep.
And he's just a wonderful kid, and he's going to do great things. So congratulations, Tommy.
Thank you.
Out of all the things, I'm probably going to pick the one that you might not expect. What's your job at Kimball's?
My job at Kimball's? I'm actually heading there right after this, too.
Oh, can I go with you?
Somebody loves ice cream.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have two jobs at Kimball's. I'm a scooper, so I'll be at the window taking the orders and scooping the ice cream. Then I'm also a filler, so I'll keep the ice cream stocked upstairs and run up and down the stairs, keeping it stocked.
Scoop is an exhausting job, isn't it?
Yeah, it actually is. After a while, you feel it in your forearms a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of Chelmsford people work there, right?
Yeah, it's mostly Chelmsford, actually. It's in I work in the one in Carlisle.
Oh, okay.
But it's mostly all Chelmsford, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a pretty fun place to work at.
You won a scholarship at DECA.
I did.
Did you share it with your dean? What was the basis for your selection for that?
I basically just had to write a description of how DECA has impacted me over the past 4 years, and it's had a big impact on me personally. It also had to do with the achievements I've been awarded with within DECA, and I was one of about, I think it was like 100 students, or 2 of 100 students that got it, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I know the DECA competitions are different. What did yours involve?
I am in personal financial literacy. Basically, I have to know everything from credit and debt to saving and spending and investments. And I'll be asked a question from one of those topics, and I'll sit down. They give me the question. I'll sit down for 10 minutes to prepare my answer, and it's like a short presentation, and then I'll present it to a judge. And we also take a test, and then you're graded on both of those, and they take the final score.
Well, that's a very demanding part of the
competition. It is. It's all like top of your head.
What about your duties as the treasurer of the senior class? I would imagine that this year has been the most challenging in terms of your participation in class representatives.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your team of leaders, the president, secretary, you name it, and your advisors, and how that has worked for you.
Well, I think we have a pretty good group. We have Pat, Dee Dee, Brendan, and Brian, and then Miss LaFlamme and Miss Sullivan. I personally take care of all the financial. I have a treasurer's log where I keep track of everything. And coming up more recently, we have senior week, prom, banquet, and barbecue. And we have a whole lot of other activities that we have to plan for. And right now, we're actually figuring out how much money we're going to have to set aside to help fund everything. And we just had to figure out how much we had to charge people for prom and banquet. And actually, we did pretty well this year. We only had to charge people for prom and banquet as opposed to other years where they would charge for barbecue.
Everything, yeah.
Everything, yeah. So we did pretty good this year.
Impressive.
That's great.
But it has been pretty demanding. There's been a lot of days where I've been staying after school and having to put in check requests and deposits and keep track of everything. It's been fun, though.
You did a very good job of it.
Yeah.
Very good job.
Thank you.
You've also been part of Coach Wright's lacrosse program that they took over a few years ago.
Yeah.
Tell me about how that has grown under Coach Wright and the impact that's had on you.
It's grown a lot under Coach Wright. He's done well to turn the program around. He's definitely changed the culture of the team, and he's been wanting to make it more of a town-wide culture, I guess. So he has us going to the youth lacrosse program and helping them out,
Good for
and
you.
hoping that we can get them to come to our games. And he's also reaching out to the alumni and having them come back because he wants to make it a big culture of CHS lacrosse.
That's smart.
And he's doing very well. He's definitely turned it around, and we've been winning a lot more games than we have in the past too, which is good.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So you're going to UMass Amherst, and in terms of you'll be studying economics, you said?
I'm studying resource economics. I'm also looking into their BDIC program, which is bachelor's degree with an individual concentration, where you get the opportunity to build your own major. So you use different studies from within the university. So I'll be doing management, economics, entrepreneurship, and sustainable food and farming. I'm not sure exactly how it's all going to work out yet. I don't know until like the second semester of my freshman year. That's when I can decide that. But I'm originally just going in for resource economics.
For you.
Yeah.
Explain what you do at the Sportsman's Club.
At the Sportsman's Club? Yeah, it's a fun job. I go there every Sunday morning. And basically, it's almost like golf in a sense, where I'm with a group of guys and I'm almost like their caddy. I go around to each of the stations in the woods, and when you shoot a shotgun, you say pull, and then someone shoots it. I'm the one that pulls it.
Ah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. It's
And you're
called
way
being a
out of the
trapper.
way.
Yeah, I'm way out of the way. Yeah,
Good, that's interesting.
it's pretty fun.
I did it on board ship on a cruise once,
Really?
but I don't think they do that anymore.
Wow.
Polluting the ocean, probably. I don't
yeah.
know. It was a shock because I didn't shoot guns very much. So.
Do you get a chance to target practice shoot, or no? You just
Every now and then I do.
That's cool.
It's pretty fun.
Great, I imagine.
Yeah, it's a good sport.
Well, you've done a fantastic job in a lot of different areas, and I'm sure UMass, you'll continue to distinguish yourself. And on behalf of the Rotary, I'd like to give you this plaque.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Tom.
Way to go,
Thank you.
Tommy. Congratulations.
Our next student of the month is from Whittier House, and it's Brienna Chen. Brienna Chen, she's here. She's unbelievable. Her schedule is so packed. She's got AP Biology, AP Calculus, AP Statistics, AP Literature, and AP Spanish. And with that, she also is on 3 honor societies, Tri-M, Spanish, and National Honor Society. She's the varsity swim team captain, and outside of that, when she can calm down and have her own time, she enjoys baking, crocheting, and playing the piano. It's good you have some downtime. Congratulations and welcome.
Thank you.
So Lyme, you're in Lyme. What have you been working on for Lyme, and what is Lyme so people can know?
Well, Lyme is, it's an acronym for Leadership's in Motion Everywhere. And recently we just ran Intune, which is a fundraiser. And I think this year we did the RAIN project, and it's supposed to raise money against sexual abuse and any abuse in general, I believe. But lately we've started running for the 24-hour relay, which is happening May 19th to 20th. And that one is a huge fundraiser. We raise money for, I think, the police department, the fire department, senior homes, the Wish Project. That's just to name a few. But
Schools.
Yeah, the schools too. And then it's basically a time where we have to make sure that people stay on the track for 24 hours, and they make teams of 8 this year, and they just have fun on the track for 24 hours.
I've been lucky enough to work with you with the Freshman Mentor Program. You're, an outstanding member of our executive board. Can you tell the listening public a little bit about the Mentor Program and what the executive board does?
So I'm a secretary on the executive board, and I work with a bunch of other board members who are a huge help. And basically what we do is we have to decide through a list of applicants on who would be a great freshman mentor, someone who is outgoing enough, someone who is empathetic enough, someone who can connect with a freshman and just let them get comfortable in the high school environment. And then with that, we have to make sure each plus block, because everybody has a plus block, we have to make sure each plus block has enough mentors to go with that. But just in general, I believe that the mentor program is just a buffer between high school and middle school that helps 8th graders turn into freshmen and future high schoolers.
Great, thank you.
You're a captain of the swim team. Being a captain isn't always easy. What are some of the things that, as captain of the swim team, that you have to do?
As captain of the swim team, it's kind of overwhelming sometimes because we do have to take care of 30 girls, but me, Cora, who is another student of the month this month, but me, Cora, Grace Rigney, and Maggie Flanagan. The biggest part I realized is being a role model for the swim team. Like, I realized that even though I think no one's watching me or no one's being affected by what I do, I realize they are. I realize that if I'm in a bad mood, it sets a bad example for the rest of the team, especially for important meets, because I realized it's important to win, but I realized that when we lost, if I had a bad mood, it would just spiral out of control for the rest of the team. So I think that was my biggest responsibility as a captain, not organizing all the events or fundraisers, but rather just being a role model for the rest of my team.
You also manage the boys swim team. God love you.
Yes, it's not the same, is it?
No, it's
It's an eclectic group of young men,
yeah.
right?
I went into that thinking it's like, oh, I was on the girls' swim team. This should be fine. Like, it's just different genders, right? It was surprising. On the first day, I just realized how different it was. Different coaching methods with Mr. Vitale and Miss Kinnett. Different warm-ups. Just how they handle themselves is so different than how the girls would handle themselves. And also, it was actually really nice not being the one swimming and getting yelled at. It was nice to be like in the reverse role where I was the coach, because I would train the lowest lanes and make sure that they were comfortable in a meet setting. But it was nice. And not.
You like being in charge?
Yes,
huh?
it was a lot easier to be in charge than to be the person swimming.
Nice.
Well, sometimes the lower lanes that you referred to are the most fun to deal with because you can see the change quicker. I mean, if somebody's a top swimmer, you have to wait a while sometime to see the
Yeah.
change. But some of those kids, they get to the point where you have to tell them, you have more talent than you think with some of them.
Yeah, some of them, their speed increase, their time decreased at like an exponential rate. It was amazing just watching them swim.
That's really neat.
What are the major fundraisers for the swim team?
So We do car washes throughout the summer, and that's basically just when we wash people's cars. And we used to do a yard sale, but we realized the yard sale didn't yield as much profit as we thought it would. So we mostly just stuck with car washes on the McCarthy parking lot. We've done Chipotle fundraisers, Panera fundraisers, Moe's fundraisers. Those yielded a lot of money as well.
Yeah, I don't think people, well, they're finding out. I mean, everybody at Chelmsford High School
Yeah, once you
is
find
involved
out.
with sales.
True, it is actually.
So,
a lot of
but it's
fun.
important to the functioning of these organizations.
It is.
Yeah.
It says here that you're interested in attending the University of Southern Florida with an idea to focus in on pre-med and maybe even eventually become a pediatrician. What turned you on to that? That's a long road, a lot of study ahead of you, but what turned you on to that?
Well, I work at Kumon ever since I was a freshman, and then I've seen little kids grow, and I've also seen them at their worst points when they're sick and they're just there coughing and sneezing all over everything as I'm trying to tutor them. And me as a person, I've always wanted to help people, and at first I thought I wanted to be a teacher because I was working at Kumon, but then I realized that I see these kids being so miserable when they're sick. So I also want to decided to be a pediatrician so that I could help them not be sick so that they could learn. And also the biomedical route interests me more than the teaching route.
That's a good reason. And it's warm.
Yeah.
Tampa, right?
Yeah, not like in New England over here.
Especially after this winter, for sure. Yeah.
Again, like all of you fellow students of the month and the different months, we have a great bunch of kids, and you're one of them. And we're very proud of you, and we look forward to seeing you do great things as you go on to Southern Florida and after that.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Best of luck. Congratulations.
And our last student of the month is also from Whittier House, and it's Aaron Schaefer. Aaron does AP Statistics, Calculus, AP Computer Science, AP Physics, and does also Mythbusters, an American history through film. He says he loves learning, and it simply shows. He's also a member of our National Honor Society, the volleyball team, ski and snowboard, and which I was really impressed. I want to hear more about. He participated in the Patriot Cybersecurity Competition. Well-rounded. Congratulations and welcome.
Thank you.
So what is the Patriot Cybersecurity Competition?
So I did that last year with a group of my friends, just two of my friends. So my mom, she founded, actually she used to work at Lincoln Laboratory at MIT, and she found out about this program where it's like an online competition against everyone around the country because it's online, you just do it at home. And it's basically it's like a weekly, they'll give you like 8 hours. So you have to choose like maybe a Saturday. You put aside a Saturday, you have 8 hours, and it gives you like this virtual machine on your computer, and it's basically vulnerable. It's not safe. Like if you're a company, maybe it doesn't have safe passwords. Maybe it's easy to hack into, and you have 8 hours to work on it with your friends and just try and fix it. You get points every time you fix something. So it was really fun. I really had never done it before, and I just tried it with my friends. It was a lot of fun. So.
Excellent. That's impressive. Well above my knowledge or competency.
That was cool.
So so in terms of, you said you also traveled to Ecuador.
Yes.
What did you do there, and why did you go to Ecuador?
In between 8th grade and freshman year, over the summer, I did a program called People to People, and it's basically a student ambassador program where you can sign up and go to other countries with a bunch of big group of kids your age. So me and my friend went on it. So there was like probably 30 other kids that we really didn't know just from across the country, and we went to Ecuador. It was a lot of fun. It was just 10 days in Ecuador. We traveled around. We went to the Galapagos and then Quito, which is like the capital, and then into the jungle area. And we just really visited the places. We did some little community service projects with some of the indigenous people. It was really cool.
Sounds like,
Yeah.
You have a new coach in volleyball this year.
Yes, Edgar.
How things going?
It's going really good, actually. It's definitely new. It's a new experience because Dibble had been the coach for 18 years. He's really been the face of the program for a long time. So it's pretty new with Coach Edgar. We like him a lot. He's really cool. So far, our season's been going really good.
Yeah.
We haven't lost yet for 4-0. It's been fun. It's definitely a little bit different. Practices are run a little differently. We still have Karen Altman, who's the assistant coach. So she not too much has changed because she's a big part of it. But Edgar definitely has made it's a different feeling with him. But it's been really good this year. Yeah.
Who are the top teams supposed to be beside you?
So
We could just say out.
pretty good. But looking in our conference, who we're playing, we got Lowell coming up soon, like today. That's a big game. They should be good. Winchester, they're not in our conference, but they're a pretty good team last year. We beat them in the playoffs, but we're playing them twice, I think, and they're really good. So looking ahead, Andover, who had beat us last year in the playoff, we just beat them. So that was a good win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you talk a little bit about Destination Imagination? It says here that you qualified for the Global Finals event.
Yeah.
I know that's a pretty big phenomenon. Sometimes it takes over Chelmsford High on a weekend.
Yeah,
They'll have a big
one weekend
celebration. I don't know what you call it, but
the
quest of some
yeah, they
sort,
have the regional tournaments at Chelmsford High every year. It's been since we've done it. It's always been there. So we've been doing it for 10 years now. It's been really fun. My team, it's a bunch of my friends. We went to Globals twice, and we just actually qualified this year. So we're going again. We're going down to Tennessee in a few months. It's a lot of fun. It's a really cool program because it's kind of different than a lot of other like extracurricular sciencey type. It has a lot of different challenges you can do. You can really choose your discipline. We always do the structure challenge engineering. So it's basically an engineering challenge, which is mostly usually a structure holding weight, and it's also tying in with your props and your story, tying that in with your structure. So we've had a lot of fun with that, and Globals is definitely a fun experience. I'm looking forward to that.
Where will you be going in Tennessee?
It's Knoxville. It's the University of Tennessee. Yeah.
So what do you plan on doing next year?
So I'm still not 100% decided, but I'm looking at really my two right now are Rochester Institute of Technology and UConn. But I'm definitely going for computer science. That's what I'm looking at. I just have to really decide between those two, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. Computer science, I like it a lot. And
What would you like to do in computer science, do you think?
I'm not 100% sure. That's what I love a lot of these programs like UConn and RT. They have very big computer science programs with just very You can go really anywhere with it. So that's what I'm really looking forward to because I like computer science a lot, but I'm not really sure what to tie it in with. So
maybe you could use your skills to kind of affect elections and things like
yeah, I mean, that's an interesting one.
Oh boy.
sorry, bad idea.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it because I just want to explore it a lot.
Could you speak to, you've had a lot of great teachers and you have taken a lot of great courses. Could you speak to a person, a coach, a teacher, you name it, a person in the building that has made an impact on you and will have a effect in how you go forward with your life?
So I'm going to talk about two teachers. So these two teachers really affected more my academic career, what I was looking forward to, which is Mrs. McManus and Mrs. KB. Both really inspired. Like Mrs. McManus made me really love my math class. Like that was the first year that I loved math. Like it was really interesting. Like I just liked doing the math. Like it was just a fun class. And Miss KB, computer science. Like that was the first time I was really exposed to a full computer science course, and that really solidified that I just really wanted to go into computer science. It really just was so interesting, the stuff like what we could go with it, where I could go, I could really go anywhere with it. It was just such an interesting topic for me, so I just really liked that.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah, good
Have you
choice.
been to UConn?
I just visited yesterday, actually, for the first time.
I used to live right off campus.
You really expanded that.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah,
It's a lot different than it was even 5 years ago, I think.
There's still construction everywhere there
Yeah.
too. Just now, it's crazy. Yeah.
And will you be doing any volleyball or skiing or snowboarding when you go to college?
I definitely like to. I did. They do have a lot of club snowboarding and volleyball up in Rochester, so I was definitely that was something I'd definitely be interested in because I love to do it, and just really it'd be really cool if I could just continue doing that in college.
If you can fit it in, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Good to have the academics, but also the personal time is great as well.
Great job.
you.
Wish you the very best. And remember Rotary.
Congratulations.
Good luck.
Thank
Beat
you.
Lowell tonight.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
And that concludes March's Student of the Month. We want to say thank you for joining us. On behalf of our host, Mr. Thomas, and our also co-host, Dean Josh Blagg, I want to say thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next month for April's Student of the Month. Thank you.